gentlemen, we are live from Austin, Texas at Consensus 2024. It is day one. Matt Zahab here from cryptonews.com, and I'm here today with Tal Zackon, CEO of Tress. Pumped to be with you today, my friend.
Cheers, man.
To get us going, just to get the ball rolling, can you give us a brief interview of Tress and your mission in the crypto space?
Sure. So we started the company early 2022, and we saw that companies that engage with digital assets are having a huge problem understanding what's going on the transactional level and then also on the balance level, especially for back office and compliance. So what we set out to do is to build a financial data lake for each and every company to interact with the transactions and the balances, to go through accounting, audit, reconciliation, and then streaming all this data into different ERP systems. Now, that's how we started, but then we saw that there's so much to do in the space. It comes to staking and helping companies understand assets under custody, for example. So the whole compliance and regulatory space has been very interesting, and we understand that the main solution for that is data and our data platform.
Web3 is a very unique and complex space, especially for enterprise solutions. Let's take it a step further. It's even more complicated when you mix in anything financial. You guys are pros at financial reconciliation, proof of reserves, you name it. You take and have created a bunch of complex financial solutions, put it into one 360-degree suite, and give it to incredible corporations to really work some magic in Web3 and blockchain finance. Was there a need for this from day one, or did you guys start with more of the data lake aspect and then pivot to more of the financial side?
I think that's a great question. It's actually the opposite. So what we said was like, okay, where's the pain here? It's probably around the accounting. Like, okay, in order for us to do the accounting properly, we have to understand how the data comes in and have complete data sets, right? Reconciliation. That's the basic of everything. And we saw that there were a bunch of companies saying that they have APIs to different data sources. When we tested out the data, we saw nothing actually works. And if you think about it, what is an accountant, right? The accountants, in our opinion, are data scientists that just didn't get the glory of it, right? They have like these huge sets of data, and they need to get them to crunch the numbers and get some kind of output. So we understood that in order to build the best accounting application, we have to start with the data. So at the core of what we built, it's a financial data lake, and that's the way to actually power the enterprises to start with.
Gotcha. A really interesting and trendy topic present day is proof of reserves. You had an absolute fire tweet storm not too long ago about proof of reserves, especially when we're talking about anything financial in regards to blockchain, crypto, Web3. It's a huge shit show. Many companies launch projects, launch coins, and they don't have anything to show for it. It's all fugazi, it's made up, it's all dust. You're big on proof of reserves. Why is that, and what are you and the team doing to really enable this?
So just before this interview, I had a meeting with some, I would say, well-respected audit firm, and we're talking about proof of reserves, and the biggest problem is that you can't see the liabilities aspect of the proof of reserves. You can show what's actually happening on your own wallets, but you never know what the other side of the equation is. So we think, and as you just mentioned, that it is a very incomplete solution. You can't really trust it. And what we understand is that in order for a company to actually manage their customer funds and show that they are liable and accountable for the assets, they need to build an internal database that shows exactly what's happening with the customer assets. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into the solution, but essentially we pride ourselves with complete data, okay? High integrity data, and that is the core of all these products, right? You need data that you can trust, and that is our bread and butter. And that's how we think you can solve the whole proof of reserves shenanigans that are happening at the moment.
I love that. A couple more questions here. You guys, not too long ago, did some talks and have potential partnerships, PwC, Fireblocks, some of the biggest names in both Web2 and Web3. Is there any news that you could potentially give us that's going to pop off over the next couple, maybe days, weeks, or months?
Yeah, for sure. So for my followers on Twitter and LinkedIn, they probably saw that we've been working very closely with Fireblocks. And what we saw is that the top names are working with Fireblocks today, and they deserve complete data, right? They need to understand what's happening with the transactions, they need to go through audit, they need to be compliant with all the digital assets operations. And I'm happy to say that we're working very closely with Fireblocks to give that full experience, complete package to the enterprises that are leveraging Fireblocks for the back-end infrastructure.
Amazing. Tal, appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you very much for having me. Cheers.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.